Students, myself, Pradeep Chopra, PGT Bio, KV number 4, Mamoon Camp, Pathankot. I am going to start first chapter of biotechnology, that is biotechnology, principles and processes. What is biotechnology? Bio means living and technology means the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. So biotechnology is not a new thing. We all know about biotechnology. In biotechnology, what we do? We use living organisms for industrial purposes and for other purposes that involve benefit of human race. So far biotechnology is concerned, it is simply deals with techniques of using live organisms or enzymes from organisms to produce products and processes useful to humans. So biotechnology means a technique where living cells or enzymes or genetically modified organisms are used for various purposes, and it is for the benefit of human beings, for the benefit of human race. So far the traditional view of biotechnology is concerned, even the preparation of wine, the preparation of bakery products, even the preparation of curd, that all comes under biotechnology. Actually, we have traditional view of biotechnology and we have modern view of the biotechnology. The traditional view says that all those activities what we were performing earlier, that is the fermentation in case of bakery industry, in case of brewing industry, that comes under biotechnology. And so far the modern view is concerned, that undertakes the synthesis of recombinant DNA, the synthesis of recombinant vaccines, test tube baby, and all those procedures and techniques that involve alteration of DNA, that is the genetic material. So we have two types of biotechnologies. One is the traditional view. Traditional view means making curd, bread or wine, which are all micro-mediated processes. And the other is the modern view. According to modern view, it involves in vitro fertilization leading to a test tube baby, synthesizing a gene and using it, developing a DNA vaccine or correcting a defective gene. This all is included under biotechnology. According to European Federation of Biotechnology, there is a new definition. That definition, which is given by European Federation of Biotechnology, that encompasses both traditional view and the modern molecular biotechnology, like this: the integration of natural science and organisms, cells, parts thereof, and molecular analogues for products and services. The meaning is, we are going to use cells, we are going to use genetically modified organisms, all for human welfare. We are connecting bio with technology, bio with industry, with the help of biotechnology. The topic is principles of biotechnology. So starting with the principles of biotechnology. There are two principles. One is genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is also called recombinant DNA technology, under which we use and we unite two or more than DNA segments with each other. And the other is biosynthesis. Under biosynthesis, we prepare genetically modified proteins. We prepare recombinant proteins with the help of genetically modified organisms. These organisms are cultured in bioreactors to get different type of recombinant proteins. Biotechnology is based on some specific definitions. First of all, we have to see all those definitions one by one. Look. These definitions are: gene of interest. In biotechnology, the most important thing is gene of interest, also called DNA segment of interest. It is that particular DNA segment which is needed for a purpose. It may be a gene that is producing a protein, like insulin producing gene, or it could be a gene that is producing growth hormone in pituitary gland. We call it gene of interest, DNA segment of interest. We also call it the desired gene. The other is vector. You all know what is a vector. For example, female anopheles act as vector of Plasmodium, which causes malaria. Vector is a substance, vector is a thing that transfers something from one site to another site. For the purpose of biotechnology, for the purpose of recombinant DNA technology, we need a vector. A vector is that structure which first combined with the DNA segment of interest, forms a recombinant DNA molecule, and then transfers it into a bacteria, into a plant cell, or into an animal cell. The commonly used vectors are plasmid. You all know what is a plasmid. You have studied in class 11 that in case of some bacteria, there are autonomous circular molecules of DNA which replicate automatically, and they have nothing to do with the nucleoid or the genetic material of the bacteria. Plasmids are one of the vectors which are very commonly used in biotechnology. The other vector is bacteriophage. You all know what is a bacteriophage. A bacteriophage is that virus that attacks on a bacteria. And how it multiplies, you all know, you have studied in class 11th. Other than these two, there is BAC, bacterial artificial chromosome, YAC, yeast artificial chromosome. So these are the common vectors which are utilized in biotechnology. The third important definition is rDNA, also called recombinant DNA. In biotechnology, the most important step is to unite two or more DNA segments. And whenever we unite two or more DNA segments, they form recombinant DNA. And in biotechnology, you will see in the coming chapter, we take a gene of interest and then combine it with a vector, say plasmid. When the gene of interest and plasmid gets united with each other, that's form a rDNA, recombinant DNA. Next, DNA ligase. DNA ligase is an enzyme, and that is a glue. That is a type of Fevicol. Actually, its purpose is to ligase, to unite two or more DNA segments with each other. Okay. The next definition is nucleases. Nucleases are the enzymes that are used to cut the DNA. There are three types of nucleases. First, exonucleases, next, endonucleases, and the third one, restriction endonucleases. How exonucleases work? Suppose this is a DNA segment, a double-stranded DNA segment, and it contains 20 base pairs. Exonucleases always cut at the margin. That is, they will cut either in between first base pair and second base pair, or they cut between 19th base pair and 20th base pair. Next are endonucleases. Endonucleases cut anywhere on the DNA segment. They can cut over here, they can cut over here, they can cut over here, means anywhere, but not at the margin. The third nucleases are restriction endonucleases. Restriction endonucleases are the special type of restriction enzymes which cut on a particular site. They are also called molecular seizures. As the chapter advances, you will see that the whole biotechnology revolves around the restriction endonucleases. These are endonucleases. Endonucleases means they will cut not at the margins but somewhere on the DNA. But they have a special recognition site. When they identify their recognition site, then they only attack. Otherwise, they do not attack a DNA segment. The next definition is gene cloning, also called gene library. Whenever we form a recombinant DNA by joining a vector and a DNA segment of interest, our next step is transformation. During transformation, we send that recombinant DNA into a bacteria, into a plant cell, into an animal cell. And our next step is cloning. Actually, when the recombinant DNA goes inside a living cell, it multiplies. And when it multiplies, it creates a number of copies of the desired DNA segment that we have attached with vector. And this is called gene cloning. And gene cloning is also called gene library. Okay. And the last definition is origin of replication, also called ORI. What do you mean by origin of replication? Origin of replication is a site from where DNA synthesis starts. We have 46 chromosomes in our cells, that is 23 pairs. All these 23 pairs of chromosomes, all 46 chromosomes have ORI on them. Actually, if a DNA segment does not have ORI, it can't multiply when it is transformed into a living cell. It means all vectors what we use in recombinant DNA technology, it may be a plasmid, it may be a bacteriophage DNA, it may be yeast artificial chromosome or bacterial artificial chromosome, they must carry at least one ORI site. If they carry one ORI site, then they will multiply along with the gene of interest, and if they don't have a single ORI site, they will not multiply. Okay.